Right, welcome to the Imperfectly Inspirational Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Bowman. We're so glad that you're tuning in this week. And if this is your first time tuning in, I want to give an idea of who we are and what our goal is here at Imperfectly Inspirational. As always, we know that our goal here is to explain the truths of the Bible. We don't like to take shortcuts. I don't like to water it down, and definitely no omitting anything out of the Bible, even the hard stuff. We know how many times that gets taken out because people don't want to hurt somebody's feelings or whatever it may be, or, maybe we just want a feel-good message. And I think every part of the Bible is important, even the stuff that may be difficult. So today we got something that's really going to hit home for all of us, and me, myself included. And we've done a few episodes on choices before, but today I want us to take those choices and dive into it just a little bit differently and help us understand how strongly that our decisions shape our lives. Now, I'm sure you've heard this saying, and this isn't verbatim, but the saying goes, you are the sum of all of your decisions. And that statement is so very true. Our decisions are powerful, and they have a direct impact on who we become and where we end up in life. Now, before we dig into our passage this week, I want to share a quick personal story with you. Several years ago, I was hiking. It was me and my sister, and we were up in West Virginia hiking this beautiful trail. And this day, it was a beautiful fall day. It was sunny. The birds were singing. You kind of get the picture here. And we were on this trail just enjoying the day, enjoying talking. And I saw this path that I thought looked familiar. I thought it was going to lead back to where we had parked the car. So really, without thinking, I just kind of took off running ahead. I was like, I'm going to beat you. And I was excited to finish up the hike. But then out of nowhere, I heard my sister yell, "Stop," at the top of her lungs. Now, as I was running, I wasn't paying attention to anything around me. I was just like, let's get to the car. But when I heard her yell, I actually did stop in my tracks. And thank God I did, because I was standing about 2 feet from the edge of a cliff. And had I not stopped when I did, I honestly don't know what would have happened. And if you're not familiar with some cliffs in West Virginia, sometimes you can't tell where the edge of a cliff is because there's trees growing up from below it. So it just looks all like woods. And this is one of those situations. But I'm so glad that I didn't get hurt. I'm so glad that I stopped when I did. And this moment reminded me just how dangerous it can be in life to make decisions without thinking them through. And I'm very lucky that I didn't have to pay the price for that hasty decision. And in life, it's not just the little things like hiking where our decisions matter, but it's the big decisions in our life too. Like how we handle relationships and money and health and even our spiritual walk. They shape the course of our lives. And our passage today, which is going to be Proverbs 15, it's a great place to look at the power of all of our decisions that we make. And today, that's the passage that we're going to get into. So if you can, definitely jump into your Bible and turn with me to Proverbs chapter 15. Verse 1 says, "A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise commends knowledge, but the mouths of the fools pour out folly. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch on the evil and the good. A gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness in it breaks the spirit. A fool despises his father's instruction, but whoever heeds reproof is prudent. In the house of righteousness there is much treasure, but trouble befalls the income of the wicked. The lips of the wise spread knowledge, not so the heart of fools. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination of the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is acceptable to him. The way of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but he loves him who pursues righteousness. There is severe discipline for him who forsakes the way. Whoever hates reproof will die. Sheol and Abaddon lie open for the Lord. How much more the hearts of the children of man? A scoffer does not like to be reproved. He will not go to the wise. A heart makes a cheerful face, but by sorrow of heart the spirit is crushed. The heart of him who has understanding seeks knowledge, but the mouths of fools feed only on folly. All of the days of the afflicted are evil, but the cheerful of heart has a continual fast. Better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure with trouble in it. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a fattened ox and hatred with it. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger quiets contention. The way of the sluggard is like a hedge of thorns, but the path of the upright is a level highway. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish man despises his mother. Folly is a joy to him who lacks sense, but a man of understanding walks straight ahead. Without counsel, plans fail, but with many advisers they succeed. To make an apt answer is a joy to man, and a word in season, how good it is. The path of life leads upward for the prudent, that he may turn away from Sheol beneath. The Lord tears down the house of the proud, but maintains the widow's boundaries. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord, but gracious words are pure. Whoever is greedy for unjust gain troubles his own household, but he who hates bribes will live. The heart of the righteous ponders how to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayers of the righteous. The light of the eyes rejoice the heart, and the good news refreshes the bones. The ears that listen to life give reproof, will dwelling among the wise. Whoever ignores instructions despises himself, but he who listens to reproof gains intelligence, and the fear of the Lord is instruction in wisdom, and humility comes before honor. Now, that was a pretty long passage that we read through, but I want us to take a moment to reflect on what we just read. And all of the things that we can see in that, the first thing that stands out to me is, especially in the first 4 verses, is the power of words. You know, the Bible talks a lot about the tongue. And in fact, James chapter 3, verses 5 and 6 says, "So also the tongue is a small member, yet it boasts of great things. How great a forest is set ablaze by such a small fire. And the tongue is a fire, a world of unrighteousness." Now this passage, it echoes the same truth that we read in James. We see how a gentle answer turns away wrath, but those harsh words, they're going to stir up anger. Our words can make or break situations. They're either going to build up someone or they're going to tear them down. They can bring peace or they could cause division. And the Bible's clear that how we speak matters, both to ourselves and to others. And have you ever noticed, though, that when we speak negatively to ourselves, it often leads us to negative outcomes? Think about that. If we tell ourselves we're worthless or incapable, we begin to believe that. And in turn, we're going to possibly make decisions that are going to reinforce those beliefs. But on the flip side, though, speaking life into yourself and others, that can have a transformative effect. For example, we see in verse 4 of Proverbs 15 says, "A gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness and it breaks the spirit." Folks, when we choose our words carefully and we speak kindness and love, we are choosing life. And I want you to understand that it's not just the words that we say out loud. It is also those words that we say to ourselves when no one else is around. I want to ask you, are you speaking life into your own hearts and into others? So I want us to look at this first takeaway from Proverbs, and it's this immense power of our words. They are decisions. Understand that again. Words are decisions that we make every day, and they shape the kind of people that we become. But now let's go ahead and move on to the next thing we see. Another thing that we see in our passage is this clear contrast between the effects of wise decisions and foolish ones. Time and time again, through many of the verses in this chapter, it shows us the consequences of our actions. Take a look at verse 16, for example. "Better is a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and with trouble with it." That right there, it's simple, but it is a very powerful truth. That if we make decisions in our life based on wisdom, humility, and the reverence for God, understand that even a small amount of material wealth is going to be so much better in our life than having all the riches in the world that come with trouble. Now, our choices, especially in the terms of how we handle money, relationships, and even our attitudes toward others, those decisions can either lead to peace and fulfillment, or they can lead to chaos or regret. Now, let's be real. We have all made bad decisions at one point or another in our lives. But the beauty of wisdom, as this proverb teaches us, is that we don't have to stay stuck in our mistakes. God offers us a way to turn things around, to lean closer to Him, and to make better choices moving forward. Now, I want to pause just for a second here, and I want to make this personal. I know a lot of you listening today may be thinking about areas of your life where you're feeling stuck, you're feeling frustrated, and maybe you're struggling financially, or your health isn't where you want it to be, or perhaps maybe there's tension in a relationship, or you're just not where you thought you'd be in life. Guess what? I get it. These are things that we're struggling with, but I want you to understand something, that there are some things in life, and it is understandable that with this whole podcast, that there are things in life that are out of our control. But the truth, the hard truth is, many of the things in our life that we wish were different, they can be changed by making different decisions. And that's why I'm really passionate about the idea of looking inward and being honest with ourselves about where we are at in life. The truth is, if we do not change how we are living, nothing will change. I'm going to say that again. The truth is, if we do not change how we are living, nothing will change. We cannot expect a different life while continuing to make the same old choices. So if you are wanting something different than you currently have in your life, you need to evaluate the decision process that you have. And Proverbs 15, this passage that we just read, it shows us that our decisions matter. This is biblical proof that our decisions matter, and that they don't just affect us right now in this moment. They shape the direction of our entire lives. So I want to ask you this. What areas in your life can you bring to God today for wisdom and guidance? Maybe it's your finances, your health, your relationships, or maybe if it's just how you've been speaking to yourself. What changes can you make to start living more intentionally and to start making decisions that align with God's will for your life? Remember, none of us are perfect, not a single one. And we are all on a journey. But as we lean into God's wisdom, our decisions will get better and our lives will start reflecting the transformation that He wants to bring. And here's the thing, God, oh friend, He just doesn't want you to survive. He wants us to thrive. And our passage teaches us that with wisdom, we can make decisions that lead to peace and joy and fulfillment. I could tell you what, peace, joy, and fulfillment are some things that I want in my life. How about you, friend? So I encourage you today, take some time to reflect on your own choices. Are there areas in your life where you've been making decisions that are not in line with God's will? Are there things that you can change in how you speak? Things you can change in how you act? Or maybe how you approach challenges? So as we wrap up today, I want to leave you with this thought. Your life is the sum of all of your decisions. So make those decisions count. Lean into God's wisdom. Choose words that bring life and walk a path that leads to the good life that God has planned for you. But friends, that's all that I have today. And if you know a friend that may need to hear this episode, you know there's nothing better than the free gift of the Word. And we are a crowd-funded podcast. There is going to be a link to our PayPal if you would like to donate to us to help us keep going. We would definitely love that. But if all you do is just follow us, this way you don't miss the latest episodes, we'd love that too. But folks, as I say each and every week, I love each and every one of you. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week.